Tony Khan addresses the Britt Baker departure rumours. Plus, a Ring of Honor champion is injured. And we've got some details on future plans for WWE and TNA crossover goodness. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. AEW All In Texas, or as my Auntie Collins calls it, Y'all In. Because it's Texas.
Because it's Texas.
Yeah. I like it.
I like Texas. I've been to Dallas. It was all right.
I've watched Dallas.
I went to the AT&T. It was cavernous. I didn't get to see the baseball one, but it looks big as well.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a lovely, lovely place to hold a big, lovely wrestling show, which is happening this weekend. And Tony Khan did a media call to talk about a bunch of things in the AEW multiverse. One of those being the status of Dr. Britt Baker DMD. Some conversations this week about her possibly leaving.
Yeah, so there's just been lots and lots of rumor and speculation about Britt Baker wanting out of AEW. There's been some very vague online posts. There's been all sorts of things going on, but especially without having not been featured in an AEW programming for some time, Tony said, "I've never had a conversation about Britt departing AEW. I like Britt a lot. One of the things we've done really well with AEW is build a tight, focused show around a really strong roster. We haven't used everybody, and there are some really talented people on our bench that we can call in. Just like in pro sports, when you have some really talented people that aren't necessarily starting every game, that doesn't mean they won't be starting in the future. It makes sense for me to look at the AEW roster like a sports team and try to manage the minutes and rotation. Britt is a great example of somebody that's very talented, and we could utilize an AEW with the right situation and at the right time."
You could hire less wrestlers.
Weren't they saying that they wouldn't, everybody kicked off about benching? And he's just used a bench analogy there. People on our bench.
We don't bench.
It's one of those things with, I get where he's coming from when he says, you've got to utilize people in the best situations. That's how you get the most magic, right? But it's when you haven't seen people for ages, and then they kind of pop up and then they disappear again. The statement about it being a tight, focused show around a really strong roster, and the roster is obviously phenomenal. I believe, personally, that the focus is not there sometimes. I feel like it sort of falters from time to time, but hopefully the build to this All In has felt bigger than anything, I guess, recently. It feels like we are building toward potentially the ushering in of a new phase of AEW, but I guess, only time will tell with it. But I think right now it does very much feel like Britt Baker has one foot out the door. I don't know a contract situation, but it doesn't feel it doesn't really feel kind of
It doesn't
positive.
feel like a positive situation to be in if you're Britt Baker and you want to get out there and you want to wrestle and you've just been benched for a long time.
We don't bench people.
We don't bench people.
We don't bench people.
One person on the bench, the injured bench, is Red Velvet. Tony Khan confirmed in the media call that the reigning Ring of Honor Women's TV champion is out injured. She hasn't wrestled since Fantastica Mania for CMLL back in, I think, June. And so Tony Khan has addressed this because Supercard of Honor's around the corner, and he says that an interim champion will be crowned seemingly at Supercard of Honor. And he also addresses the fact that the Women's Pure Championship was revealed, and then it's all gone very quiet. He cites that there's been a lot of injury issues, which has caused delays. If only there was, some really talented women's wrestlers on the bench that he could call upon, to fill in some of these gaps
in fairness,
in the roster.
Wasn't it WWE who talked about not benching talent? So Tony's never once done. Yeah, but at the same time, I think that, again, if you have a very clear plan, if he knows who he wants to be the first women's pure champion, if he knows the kind of run he wants on a tournament, and if he's not willing to compromise with his vision, I guess I understand it. But at the same time, it does feel weird to unveil something and then go, it's a comment.
Yeah. Any minute now, watch it. It's
just
going to
hold
move.
On. What title? Just 2 seconds. No, I think that ultimately, it's sad we have injury issues here heading into Supercard, but it can't be helped. Situations happen, things change. It's just the nature of the business. But I think, fingers crossed, with everything lining up eventually down the road, this will be something to remember, and it might be something that will help elevate Ring of Honor that bit further, because it does sometimes feel like a little bit of an afterthought.
A little bit of an afterthought.
Just a little bit of an afterthought.
A little bit of an afterthought. Yeah. That's the politest way I've ever heard
it put. Just a little bit of an afterthought.
Politest I've ever heard it put. WWE Flavor favored news, and it's nothing to do with the wrestling. It's to do with what's happening at Universal Studios. This is exciting.
It is. So WWE are set to work with Universal Studios later this year, according to a new report from Fightful, with Fightful Select saying WWE plans to announce an integration into Universal Studios' Halloween Horror Nights later this month. We're told that it's been long rumored within the theme park community dating back to last year, and it's something that's been worked on since late last year. So See No Evil 3, if there's not one of those already, starring you. It's a bald dude with a hook. He's coming for you. Then you turn a corner, it's The Undertaker. And yeah, there's all sorts of integration here for WWE and spooky bollocks. I think that, I am surprised they don't have a ride somewhere yet already. I thought that there would have been some form of WWE ride by now.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Like a major theme park. I think this is what we're eventually going to build to. Do I think we'll ever have a WWE land? Nah. But do I think that they're going to tie in with things like Universal? Yeah, eventually you'll have like a John Cena flavored ride. It's going to happen. But I think with especially WWE and its history of propensity for spooky bollocks, it makes sense to slot them into Halloween Horror Nights. Now, will they be the only feature of the Halloween Horror Nights? I don't think so. I think it'll be odd to just be like, it's WWE Horror. I think they're going to just be a part of it, but I think that it's something that it's fun, right? It's fun. It's stupid bollocks. It's getting more people in and around wrestling.
Spooky Bollocks also being integrated into WWE 2K25. This comes to us from Fightful Select as well, who say that a source close to them has told them that there is a Bray Wyatt or a Wyatt-themed storyline that is going to be added to 2K sooner rather than later. They say one person we spoke to said it'll be one of the first 2K storylines that they think will get people emotional and elaborated. There's a lot of unused Bray Wyatt content that will be featured. There will also be a lot of full videos of Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas that help paint a very deep story.
And this comes after recently items involving Bray Wyatt have been spotted in data files in the game itself, all sorts of other stuff. So it's just, I think that it, as I said, it's got the potential to be a very emotional thing. It's something that maybe they've not really done before to this degree. So I'd be keen to see it. And especially if it's unused stuff, it's even more of a reason to play, right?
I think so. I think it's a lovely way to pay homage to Wyatt.
So long as it's not just cut up into the bits where it's like that, and it's like, oh, we've got 15 hours of unused footage, but it's all just
it's all just like the static and stuff. You gotta be really. It's not so much emotional, but eye-watering because my eyes are hurting after watching it. TNA and WWE have been holding hands for the last 12 months or so. That'll continue going forward. Plans afoot for a TNA champion to be on NXT programming for the next few weeks.
Yeah, this one from PW Insider saying TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich scheduled to make an appearance on NXT programming going forward, including this Saturday's Great American Bash PLE. Masha Slamovich is set to face the winner of the NXT Women's title match at Evolution later this month at TNA Slammiversary. So we're getting a bit more of that crossbleed going back and forth. Are they going to just come in and go, you work for us now?
Well, we're going to work it. Who's to say they haven't already done that, but in a secret way?
Yeah.
We're reaching a
They're
point.
holding hands, but WWE is just reaching for the wallet.
By the end of this month, one person, either Masha Slamovich or JC Jane or Jordan Grace, are going to hold both the TNA Knockouts World title and the NXT Women's title, which is unheard of because the Slammiversary, it's winner take all. I think Jordan Grace beats JC Jane at Evolution.
They just folded in like they did with the IC and the Hardcore, and you just never see the TNA Knockouts Championship again.
What Knockouts title, guys?
It never exists. What are you on about? And they go back and airbrush the NXT Women's Championship into all these classic.
It was always the NXT Women's title.
This has always been NXT.
There's your title, guys.
They've got Bruce Pritchard on a ladder, just spray painting NXT.
Spraying out all the history.
Yeah, just up on like the stage and everything. Just
it'll never be seen again. Is Will Cruz the new face of Pro Wrestling Noah? I asked Will Cruz that himself ahead of his match for the GHC National Championship on Saturday. He's over there in Japan.
He's been having a whale of a time. I've been watching him absolutely leather people.
He's been a beast over there.
He's an absolute machine, and it's about time he wasn't just a best kept secret in Europe.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to be global.
If you want to find out more about The Secret, you can listen on the podcast feed. And if you're a patron, you can watch the video version on there right now as well. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.